जय राम माधव कुंज बिहारी बीज नवल गिरिवराज बीज नवल गिरिवराज ब्रजधन ब्रजधन श्री रावण श्री रावण Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Radha Jagabandha, Radha Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. हरि। जय जय श्री राधा माधव भगवान की जय। जय जय श्री राधा गोपी जन वल्लभ भगवान की जय। जय श्री निताय पतित पावन गौर हरि भगवान की जय। जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वती व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं सह। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। हरे कृष्णा। जय श्री प्रभुपाद। Welcome everyone for the morning Bhagavatam discussion. I seek blessing from all the devotees here in person and in the Zoom. Okay, so that we can discuss. I can just recite as a parrot, okay, what I have heard and what Prabhupada writes about these verses. We will be discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 14, in the story of King Vena, and text 2 and 3. Okay, we will recite together this sloka first. वीरमातरम् आहूय
वीरमातरम् आहूय
वीरमातरम् आहूय
वीरमातरम् आहूय
सुनीतां ब्रह्मवादिनः
सुनीतां ब्रह्मवादिनः
सुनीतां ब्रह्मवादिनः
सुनीतां ब्रह्मवादिनः
प्रकृति असम्मतं वेनं
प्रकृति असम्मतं वेनं
प्रकृति असम्मतं वेनं
प्रकृति असम्मतं वेनं
अभ्यसिञ्चन् पतिं भुवः
व्यसिञ्चन् पतिं भुवः
अभ्यसिञ्चन् पतिं भुवः
व्यसिञ्चन् पतिं भुवः
वीरमातरम् आहूय
वीरमातरमाहूय
सुनीतां ब्रह्मवादिनः
सुनीतां ब्रह्मवादिनः
Prakriti asammatam venam
प्रकृति असम्मतं वेनं
abhyasinchan patim bhuvaha.
अव्यसिञ्चन्ति भुवः वीरमातरम् आहूय
Veeramaataram ahuya
सुनीतां ब्रह्मवादिनः
sunitam brahmavadinah
प्रकृति असम्मतं वेनं
prakriti asammatam venam
अव्यसिञ्चन् पतिं भुव
abhyasinchan patim bhuvaha. Veeramataram ahuya sunitam brahmavadinah prakriti asammatam venam abhyasinchan patim bhuvaha. Synonyms, word meaning. Veera
वीर
of Bena,
अगुण
Mataram
मातरं
mother,
मदर
Ahuya
आहूय
calling,
काली
Sunitham
सुनीता
of the name Sunitha,
औदनीं सुनीता
Brahmavadina,
ब्रह्मवादिनः
the great sages learned in the Vedas,
The great sages learned in the Vedas.
Prakriti
Prakriti
by the ministers,
by the minister.
Asammatam
Asammatam
not approved of,
not approved of.
Venam
Vena
Venam,
Vena
Abhyasinchan
Abhyasincha
enthroned,
enthroned
Patim
Pratim
the master,
the master
Bhuva
Bhuva
of the world.
of the world.
Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great sages then called for the queen, Mother Sunita, and with her permission, they installed Vena on the throne as master of the world. All the ministers, however, disagreed with this. So we'll read the next verse, third, which is the purport. Srutva nripasanam gatam
श्रुत्वा निपासनं गतं
venam atyugra sasanam
वेनम् अत्युग्रशासनं
निलिलियोर दस्यवः सद्यः
निलिरियोदस्य सदः
सर्पत्रस्ता इवाखवः.
सर्पत्रस्ता इवाकवः.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
Translation. It was already known that Vena was very severe and cruel. Therefore, as soon as all the thieves and rogues in the state heard of his ascendance to the royal throne, they became very much afraid of him. Indeed, they hid themselves here and there, as rats hide themselves from snakes. Purport. When the government is very weak, rogues and thieves flourish. Similarly, when the government is very strong, all the thieves and rogues disappear or hide themselves. Of course, Vena was not a very good king, but he was known to be cruel and severe. Thus, the state at least became freed from thieves and rogues. Jai Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
Once again, I seek blessings from all the devotees join in Zoom and here in person to discuss and speak before you something about this transcendental literature. Okay, so uh, I've been here again today because we have sort of devotees all are traveling to in the Vrindavan Yatra. So that's why please bear with me. So I hope we can discuss something meaningful. So from yesterday's discussion, to continue with, like Anga Maharaj went out of sight all of a sudden for a good cause, okay, by the torture of Bena. So then, by the request of all the citizens of, of the kingdom, so the great sages, they approached Queen, okay, because the king is not there, so the next person is the queen should be approached. So what needs to be done? So the instructions should be given to the queen and taken the for the further course of action. So here few things like to just ponder upon, like when Anga Maharaj like left the kingdom. Okay, now if you see the Sri Radha Gopis and Vallabha Gopis and Nitai Pati. So I just thinking on this topic, like when Anga Maharaj left the kingdom, so all these citizens they were very much anxious, okay, to get him back. Okay, so they went out in search of Anga Maharaj because they were thinking their own like benefits. Because Anga Maharaj was a very good king, he was taking care of them. So without him, there will be all disturbances. It is already started, and they knew Vena very well. He was anyway killing the childs. Now what he'll do when he'll become king? So they were desperate to get Anga Maharaj back. Okay, but the sages they did not went out to search for Anga Maharaj because they knew Anga Maharaj left the kingdom, left home for a good cause, for self-realization, for doing higher devotional services. Anyway, he was getting very much disturbed here. Venu will not live here. He will not correct himself. There is no hope of rectification. So at least he left. So the sages they did not went out to search for Anga Maharaj to get him back, but only the citizens because they knew that he's our king, we are under him. So if he is lost, so anyway, like if some higher personality is there, if spiritual master is there, so anyway the devotees or the subordinates would always want their association, and then it is also correct that they would search for him. But the higher authorities they knew that he has gone for a good cause, so they did not bother Anga Maharaj, and they were not very much serious that to get him back. So they released, they thought, okay, so Anga Maharaj went for a good cause. Or otherwise, I was thinking, if the devotee, okay, or the subject is going in a like lower species of life, okay, or in is degrading, then the sages or saint person would have gone to get him back, okay, instead of like choosing an alternate. Okay. Like in that recently I was hearing, so like Indra, when because of the curse from Brihaspatiji, so once became the like hog. Okay, so this also signifies how someone is attached to the body. So because he became hog, so in the material world, he was a hog and he had family, he had wives, and there are so many children, and you are living happily. But when Brahma saw that this Indra's post is vacant, Indra is gone. Okay, so he said, "Oh, we have to search. Where is Indra? It is not that he left Indra. Okay, he is gone. He's gone. Let's find out some alternate." Okay, so he did not do that. So he said, so then he like identified, oh, Indra went to Martyaloka, okay, in the earth, and he has become how abominable this is. I have to get him released. Okay, then like Lord Brahma came. So he came, he said, okay, like you are Indra. So why are you here? I want to take you back. So looking at Brahma, this 400 picture, so Indra is a hog, he was running here and there. Okay, who is this person? 400, I have never seen such kind of people. You are going here and there. Brahma says, listen, listen, you are Indra, you are not a hog. Okay, so then some little bit of consciousness came, not fully. So he was listening. So Brahma said, I'll take you back to Swargaloka, heavenly planet. Okay, you are Indra there, you will live there. He was listening. So anyway, so he's asking to tell him to give me some higher post. But he asked, but will I get all the facilities I'm getting here? He was so absorbed to that environment, to the bodily consciousness. Will I get that everything? Tell what do you want? Like at least two things required now, shelter and food. Okay. Will I get this kind of home, this filthy place here. Okay, so this kind of home, no, you will not get this. Well, if I don't get home itself, why will I go? I'll go there to die or what? You don't have you like proper home also for me. Then what about food? Will I get this kind of food? No, there is no food there. This kind of food, no. Devatas, okay, the demigods, they do not eat solid food like this. They are pure spiritualized, like they are in subtle body. So they don't eat like solid food. They eat only nectar. They drink nectars and everything gets absorbed in the body. There is no evacuation in heavenly planet. So you anyway you will not get this kind of waste things there. So this can be easily understood. Like someone will how it can be possible like everything gets absorbed. So like trees, plants we can see, they also eat. Okay, but they eat from the earth they take the water. Okay, but they don't evacuate anything. Okay? Like some trees, there are evacuation means that is not exactly evacuation, but some gums and everything, anything will come out. But that is not the evacuation like the other animals and human beings do. So like that, there is logic. Okay, so in the heavenly planet, there is no such things, the evacuation and all. So Brahma said, you will not get like this, these things. Then what is the use of going there? I'll not go. I'll be here only. So then Brahmaji explained, well, see, you do not know. You were Indra earlier, so there is a heavenly planet. All the facilities, very good facilities are there. Okay. Then he helped him to realize, to get out of the bodily consciousness of life. After that, Indra realized, or otherwise, if someone is told that you have to give up this body, after that you will get everything, then no one will believe. Even if Brahma comes and says, give up this body, I will make you prime minister or president of the country. Okay. Then he will say, no, no. What is the use of this? After giving a body, what I will become, I don't know. Okay, because people are in bodily conscious of life only. So they want this body only. It's not that you give up this body and then after that who sees? Okay, so everyone says, after life who has seen? That's why whatever you want to give me, just give me now. Okay, in this body only, not other body. So this bodily consciousness of life is very dangerous. So people are not able to get out of it. So, so in that way, so like Brahma wanted to bring Indra back because Indra was like downgraded. Okay, and because he was a good person. Okay, anyway, he had a good post. He had to do rule the heavenly planet. So Brahma reclaimed Indra. Okay, but here Anga Maharaj went in a very higher cause. That's why the sages did not go out in search of Anga Maharaj and bring him back and to enthrone. Rather, they said, okay, they knew that there is no proper like a person like Anga Maharaj, the capability of Anga Maharaj here. But still, they left Anga Maharaj to do the austerity and the devotion, the self-realization process for achieving the Lord. And but however, so after that the sages came and gave the instruction to Queen to get the permission that we want to make Vena as king. So it was a like bummer for all the ministers. Okay. Anyway, they everyone wanted to get rid of Vena, and his father was so much like in disturbance that he left everything. And on top of that, now they are making Vena as the king. You know how miserable it is. Like Haman says, like Guru Maharaj used to give the example, एक तो करेली और ऊपर नीम से सवार, नीम के ऊपर सवार means like bitter gourd is anyway is very bitter, and bitter gourd is like it's not a tree, like so it's a creeper, so it grows, and the bitter gourd creeper is grown on neem tree. So how much bitter it will be? लाइक दैट एक तो बैंड है और उसको फिर राजा बनाया जा रहा है, तो फिर तो अभी गया सब लोग काम से गए. So the ministers disagreed, but what to do? There is no one else to whom everyone will like obey. So at least because he is the prince, so let him enthrone, but we'll give the instructions what to do and not to do. So they somehow installed or in ascended this Vena is the king of the city or the kingdom. So one good thing happened is like all the thieves and rocks, because of the like they were prospering, they were making all sort of like havoc in the absence of a king, that immediately stopped. Because the thieves and rocks they knew that Vena is very cruel. If he catches anyone, then directly he'll give, like he'll kill. There is no mercy. Vena. So sometimes if the ruler is very cruel, okay, and very severe, then one good thing is the people, the thieves and rogues and the criminals, they will be fearful. They would not dare to do any crimes so easily. And we have seen in current affairs also, there are so many like countries wherever the government is very strong, then the citizens cannot dare to do any crimes, mischiefs, because there are severe punishments. They do not have any mercy. But if the government is weak, then all kind of jungle rats chalu jate hain. Okay, sometimes they become weak just to do all kind of corruption, but that is even more deadly for the citizens. Okay, but if the kings like Vena will be there, that is also very bad. Okay, so because he would not do anything good, although he'll just make sure out of his own anger, okay, and ego, so he'll punish severely to the other people. But what good will happen to the normal citizens if they are not given proper facilities, okay, for worshipping the Supreme Lord? Okay, so it will come. So like later on, when I will be so much cruel and so much egoistic and proud that he will like declare himself as Vishnu. That now because I am doing everything, okay, for you, the subjects, the citizens here. So because I am giving, you should worship me. Okay, who is Lord Vishnu? Okay, who is the God, demigod? There is no one supreme to me. You can see like there was so much disturbance here. Now I settled everything. Okay, I'm making everything good for you. So you should worship me only. So that kind of proudness comes. Like in current society also we can see there are so many rulers. So all of a sudden, ultimately after a few years, after a few decades, they are dethroned also because of their proudness. So they think that okay, now I have become the president or prime minister of the country, means I can do whatever I want. And there's so much torture. Okay, they because they don't have any like knowledge from the Vedic scriptures, what good they should be doing to the subject, and rest like leave about the taking instruction from the sages. There is no sages, no saintly person. They don't refer to the scripture itself. Okay, so some man-made rule books are there. Okay, so that also they keep changing. So the rule book is there, like for parliament or here, like the federal laws are there. But who has made the law? The government only makes the law. Now, if the government has all the power, he can like just modify the laws as per his convenience. So, like in democracies also, like after some time, if like a powerful person comes, then somehow or the other, okay, they make all this kind of jugad and they come into the power, then they change the laws. Now the Vedic scriptures gone, Manu Samhita is gone, only my laws are there. So whoever is there in the authorized position, he crafts all those laws. Okay, what will be good, what will be bad now. Like Vena is going to do. Vena also will do. Like Hiranyakasipu also did the same thing. He changed all the rules. Okay, he forced Brahmaji to make the regulations passed that if someone is doing any sacrifices and giving charity, doing any pious work, they will go to hell. Anyone who worships me, okay, is envious of demigods, Lord Vishnu, they will go to the heavenly planet. You make this resolution. So he passed that resolution through Brahma. He was so powerful that time. So like that, people also, when they become some authority, okay, so in a political position, they pass all kind of resolutions, laws, which is favorable to them. But although they know this is temporary, within our lifetime we can see, within like last 50 years, 60 years, there are so many countries invaded or their supremos are dethroned by other countries. Okay, why? It is just said that no, the subjects, the citizens are not happy with this. Although they are maintaining some sort of peacefulness, the crime rate is low, but the subjects, the citizens are like make the citizens make to follow something which is not no, which is not humanitarian. Okay, the humanitarian ground it is not good. Okay, so that's how they've been dethroned. But still, if someone becomes a king or the supreme or he has power, then he starts misusing it and again starts like exploiting the nature. So this is very prominent. So now we are saying that here people are doing in Kali Yuga. What else can we expect? Like there in Satyuga also, like if kings like Vena can happen, and sages like Bhrigu and other are there. They were the chief. At that time also, they had to, because of the circumstance and time, Vena needs to be made as king. Okay, boss. So that's why the time will be always time and tide. Okay, it will be always up and down. It will not be steady. So people think that okay, these things if happens, then everything will be peaceful. So right from the beginning, we think, okay, if I graduate, then something peaceful will come. If I get a job, something peaceful will come. Okay, if I get married, there will be all set then. Okay, so there is never all set. Okay, always there is something or the other going on. Okay, within this only we have to do. We have to do our devotional services. Whether the king is Bena or Anga, doesn't matter. Okay. So the sages or saints like Bhrigu, for them what is the like disturbance? For normal citizens, they were very much perturbed. Okay. अरे अब यहाँ महाराज चले गए अब क्या करेंगे अब तो भजन नहीं होगा but for Bhrigu Muni what is it? He'll do. Okay, they have so much power that now again they'll make Vena is king and then again they will kill also. So like Bhrigu Muni anyway he is a very elevated person. But the self-realized people who starts practicing the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, okay, the Bhagavatam, then he should realize slowly that these disturbances which are happening politically, socially, economically, in the current affairs, that is just temporary. Maybe for a few years it will come, then again something will come. That should not affect our devotional practices, activities so much so that we can leave that and focus on other things, or making this place, making the social environment, economical environment so good that after that we'll start doing devotional services. It will never happen. So these things will keep on changing. After few years, everything we can see, at least in a decade, a major change happens. Okay, how people like react, like that's why they have came up with generations. Why they we see is particular, okay, significant change in behavior, attitude of people in every decade. So in that, so every decade, like after 1 or 2 decades, they made generations. Then generation X, Gen Z, now Gen Alpha. Now I don't know how many. After that, they will exhaust. I think these things. Okay, generations. So like that, these things will come on. But the main thing will remain is the knowledge of the Supreme. This will stay as it is. Okay, so these, the new knowledge, the new approach to rule over the world, the politics, okay, and the whatever the new things, there will be new means will come to earn money, okay, to like construct buildings, okay, doing all these things, how to wear the clothes, okay. So these things will come up with new things. Okay, sometimes someone will be very fortunate, someone will be like very rich. Then the next, after a few decades, there is that richness is nothing. So this will be going on. So whether so the greatest lesson I would point from here in this is like whether king a king like Anga is there or a king like Vena is there, we should be under the protection of saints like Bhivu. Okay, and we should continue. So sometimes we'll be very happy because Sangha Maharaj type of king are there, all the facilities are coming. Sometimes Vena will be there. So in that case, we have to do the practices within, like if it is publicly banned, like Vena if bans, then slowly, like within home, the Sankirtan movement should grow. Okay, but that kind of situation is not going to come as far as we see now. It is now so much liberal. Okay, no one can force those things. Even in this world, like if someone wants to force in that way, the other countries and other people, they also like interfere to resolve those things. So we are fortunate that at least we are in a situation that there is freedom of practicing the religious practices. So we should take all the benefits of that and taking the inspirations from Srimad Bhagavatam. We should do our own devotional activities perfectly. Okay. With this, I'll stop here. I'll give rest to Srimad Bhagavatam pause here. If anyone has any questions or comments or anything want to add, we can discuss.
Yeah, some countries there is not that much liberal like Bangladesh and all. Recently we have seen
Yes.
they were saying that don't put tilak and all because if you are coming. But like
Yeah, that
America is
also,
very liberal.
like America is liberal.
But
There are other countries, like that is also we can see that will be also temporary.
Yeah,
See, earlier it was not that much bad, but recently, like last year, it happened because of like we are on social media, we cannot like point out, but it is like in public also in India, so many devotees they came out, they spoke. Like, what is the reason? There is some political thing going on.
yeah.
Okay, so politically, the person, the earlier prime minister was dethroned. Okay, so someone wants to control. So those things will be like temporary. Then again, after some time, they will be also thrown out. Okay, so slowly we can see like Arab countries and all. It is so much. It was so much difficult for any other religion to be spread across. But now we see they are slowly they are allowing few things. Okay, so yeah, but majority of the countries and all they allow at least to practice in private. Okay, so it's fine though. Even in the private practice also we can get self-realization. We can get Krishna. It is not that only when it will be public. So majority of public will be benefited out of that. But or otherwise it can be done. Like whoever knows. Actually, first of all, we have to be serious. Like one serious person like Prabhupada, he can do so much magic all over the world. So that's why the quality has to be improved seriously so that the quantity will come later. We are not sure how much living beings we can deliver. There are, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, there are unlimited living beings. And this is only one universe. There are unlimited universes. Where are you worried about delivering number of living beings? And he says, here material world unlimited. Then again, when you deliver, there are same number of people waiting in the spiritual world, envious of Lord. They will also again come back. So that's why. So whoever realizes, he should realize very nicely, okay, perfectly, like Anga Maharaj. Jen Ken Prakarana. Okay, either out of distress or knowledge or inquisitiveness, or in whatever way. So you have to be serious to leave this world nicely and go back to the Supreme Lord, go back to Krishna. So,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. And pranams, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Very nice class, Prabhuji. Actually, the story of Indra that you were sharing, that bodily consciousness. So, just I remembered few years back at my workplace, there was an Indian lady, and I was just trying to talk to her like why we why we do meditation, why we follow Nam Sankirtan, and so her I mean this point came to my mind, so I'm just sharing. She said, किसको पता मरने के बाद क्या होने वाला है?
Yes.
तो जब जो है ये जीवन है, इसको अच्छे से एंजॉय करो, और उसके बाद का बात तो किसी ने देखा नहीं, मैंने तो नहीं देखा, तो मैं क्यों करूँ फॉलो? तो शी वाज़ अ नाइस लेडी, बट फिर मैंने उसको आई आस्क्ड हर कि ओके, यू हैवंट सीन, आई कैन शेयर यू रीइंकार्नेशन वीडियोस एंड एवरीथिंग, एवरीबody knows there is reincarnation, but then why do you do puja, why do you keep so many fasts? So she was a pious lady. Then she said, nahi, this is because my mom told me, an aged lady. So then gave her a copy of Bhagavad Gita and I said, why don't you read? इसमें सोल के बारे में लिखा है. She said, no, no, no. This is not something that I can be reading because this is not something my mom has told. So when you were saying this bodily consciousness, Prabhuji, I was thinking, so many people, they don't want to read. And when they don't want, वो ज्ञान नहीं लेना है, लेकिन भक्ति करनी है, तो भगवान उनको उनको भी सपोर्ट करते हैं, है ना? लेकिन उनको उनको आगे बढ़ने का मौका नहीं मिलता.
हाँ, जैसे जो जितना करता है उसको उतना तक ही मिलेगा.
हाँ.
जैसे बहुत सारे लोग जैसे सकाम भक्ति ही करना चाहते हैं. ठीक है, मैं भक्ति करूंगा, सब करूंगा,
हम्म.
लेकिन अभी मुझे सब फैसिलिटी भी मिलना चाहिए, तभी मैं करूंगा. सो फेवरेबल वे में करना. अगर कुछ गड़बड़ हो तो मैं नहीं करूंगा उतना.
हम्म.
तो वो भी वहां तक ही मिलेगा. फिर ये जैसे डिलेड प्रोसेस हो जाएगा, फिर बाद में फिर कंसेशन मिलेगा, फिर क्या मिलेगा पता नहीं. लेकिन चैतन्य महाप्रभु का टीचिंग जो है डायरेक्ट इस लाइफ टाइम में कैसे हम भगवत प्राप्ति करेंगे,
हम्म.
नो मैटर व्हाट हैपेंस इन दिस वर्ल्ड. तो इसीलिए हम लोग का जो फिलोसफी है, हम लोग का जो प्रीचिंग है, दैट इज अल्टीमेट लेवल, द लेवल नेक्स्ट. इसीलिए जो एकदम परफेक्ट चीज लेना चाहता है वही आएगा. जैसे
हम्म.
कोई कोई दुकान रहता है, वहां पर एकदम क्वालिटी चीज मिले लेकिन महंगा मिले,
हम्म.
तो उधर ज्यादातर लोग नहीं जाएंगे. So if someone is giving some crap but is promoting very nicely, okay, so like now Chinese
हम्म,
products, okay, so now why this is so, like Chinese products are so popular because it is cheap, but there is no durability, no reliability in this.
हम्म,
But immediately it will work. So
हम्म,
it's okay, give some less money, take it. So everyone is after prey only, not Shreya.
हम्म,
Immediately satisfaction everyone wants. What happens next, they are not worried about it. And it is more prominent in Western countries.
हम्म,
I want this, immediately I'll get. Okay, then after that I'll get so much burden, I'll get loan, I'll be miserable. कल का कल देखा जाएगा. कल किसने देखा है?
हम्म,
They don't. So if they are not able to foresee their own vision, like yesterday we were also taking, like vision is just a few years, few months, and for people just a few hours, few days.
हम्म,
What can I enjoy today? Tomorrow we'll see tomorrow.
हम्म,
If we tell them, "Arey, afterlife, just live about this life, just think about afterlife," how will they think about it? So there will be, there are stages of so many people, every people have their own level of consciousness. So at that level only they can
Yesterday
think.
you very rightly said that
हम्म,
about life after dying.
Yes, life after dying. So we are preparing for next life. Okay. So like to the childrens we are saying, okay, just read for 5 years, 10 years, or at least like 15 years standard learning. So what is the use if we continuously ask, I am reading, when will I get the result? When will I get the result? What I will get? Only these certificates? What I
हम्म,
will do? Okay, you will get after 15 years graduate, then also it is not guaranteed, but most likely you will get some jobs. If you do not practice, then what will? Then you will not get. That is for sure.
हम्म,
So that's why, so the parents know. So they make help their children realize. But there are so many children they do not listen also. What to do? So like that, we are preaching as a parent to the child. Okay, here are the things. At least you read this, you know this, and it is not some false like assurances on this society. The Krishna promises that if you do this, he will take you back. He will help you.
हम्म,
So someone like the good kids, they read, okay, by listening to their parents. So like that, if by listening to the saintly people in general, whoever, like so many people in recent 50 years, they came to Krishna consciousness. Okay, how far, whether like however they, how much ever they practiced, it is all good for them. So like that, having faith, you should keep on preaching. If someone does not come, that's fine. Like not everyone will read and be scholar, but few
हम्म,
people will definitely be scholar.
हम्म,
Like that, this is the ultimate knowledge. So ultimate knowledge जिसको बहुत अच्छा चीज चाहिए वो आएगा ही. आज शुद्ध घी मिल नहीं रहा है, क्यों? क्योंकि कोई उसका कस्टमर ही नहीं है.
वो बना भी नहीं
हाँ, बिकॉज देयर इज नो कस्टमर, इसीलिए अब प्रीचिंग भी बंद हो गया था, कोई कर पा नहीं रहा था. लेकिन
हम्म,
प्रभुपाद उसको फोर्सफुली नहीं, इसको करेंगे कैसे तैसे, जैसे तैसे उसको करेंगे, देंगे, किसी किसी को चखाएंगे फ्री में, शुद्ध
हम्म,
चीज चखाएंगे. तो फिर एक बार टेस्ट आने के बाद तो करेगा. तो ऐसे किए उसको
हम्म,
करने के बाद, लोगों को थोड़ा थोड़ा टेस्ट आने के बाद 1000 लोग को देंगे फ्री में थोड़ा थोड़ा चीज सैंपल, तो उसमें से एक दो चीज लोग तो आएगा कभी, उनको टेस्ट लगेगा तो फिर दे विल प्रैक्टिस. लाइक दैट इट इज गोइंग ऑन.
हम्म. Thank you, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण. स्टॉप हियर. वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः. अनंत कोटि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय.
प्रभु जी की जय।
श्रीमद् भागवतम